Hi, in this video we will finish the pants. First, knit one round. Now continue in knit 2, purl 2 until the cuff is 7 centimeters long. We have knitted one round in between the ribbing so that we can later easily fold the cuffs down. To finish the leg, bind off all of the stitches. I am using Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off to make the bind off elastic. Knit the first stitch. Wrap the yarn around the needle, knit the next stitch, and pull the first 2 stitches over the last stitch. The next stitch is a purl stitch, so make a yarn over, purl the next stitch, and pull the first 2 stitches over the last stitch. Make another yarn over, purl the next stitch, and pull the first 2 stitches over the last stitch. The next stitch is a knit stitch, so wrap the yarn around the needle, knit the next stitch, and pull the first 2 stitches over the last stitch. Continue like that until you have binded off all of the stitches. I have another video specifically about Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off if you want to see this bind off in more detail. To even out the height difference, I like to pick up one stitch at the beginning of the round and then pull the last stitch over the picked up stitch. Cut the yarn and pull it through the last stitch. Now you need to knit the second leg. For that, put the stitches that you put on hold back onto a circular needle or DPNs. Knit across all of the stitches. After you have knitted all of the stitches, join in the round and knit the second round. The rest of the leg is worked in the same way as the first leg. After you have finished both legs, all that's left to do is sew the seam between the legs. We previously binded off 20 stitches on each side, but to avoid holes, you should sew a few more stitches before and after those knit stitches. I have already attached a piece of yarn to the right corner and I have sewn the first few stitches together. Take a tapestry needle and thread the yarn through. Before I start sewing, I like to decide how many stitches I want to add before and after the bind-off edge, and then mark the places with stitch markers. That way I can make sure that I have the same amount of stitches on both sides, and I also know exactly where to insert my needle while I'm sewing. This might look complicated, but for me it's the easiest way to evenly distribute the stitches. To get a flat seam, always insert the needle under the outer leg of the stitch. So first I insert the needle under the outer leg of the stitch in the back. Then I insert the needle under the outer leg of the stitch in the front. Insert the needle under the outer leg of the stitch that is next to the last stitch. After that, go straight up and insert the needle under the outer leg of the next stitch in the back. Now insert the needle into the next stitch in the back. Go straight down and insert the needle into the next stitch in the front. So you basically always go straight up or straight down to sew 2 stitches together and then move over to the left so that you can sew the next 2 stitches together. Repeat this until you have closed the entire gap. Now you can pull on the ends to straighten the seam and sew in the ends. I hope you enjoyed this video series. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.